Looks beautiful. Lighten it up. Let's freshen up with some, music news. Let's go in the mix. Let's talk about some new records that recently dropped. We've had a lot of artists putting out new material. So just to kind of talk about some songs that are out there in the universe and some albums too. So what are some new records out that, is getting your attention?
Well, of course, I love Set 'Em Up by Queen Naja and Ari Lennox. It was, I guess, their own little rendition of Same Girl with Usher and R. Kelly. And it's pretty good. It's a vibe. I think both females sound great together. And it's a true R&B song. I also love the concept of it. It's like, let's set them up. So how many times people been in a crazy situation? I've never been in a crazy situation like that. Have you? Messing with the same person?
Yes, but at different times, not at the same time.
Okay, not at the same time.
Yes.
Me neither, but
the dating pool is a little small sometimes.
I like how, they talk about let's just set him up. Like, instead of let's fighting over him, girl, who gonna get him or do whatever, like, let's set him up. So I think it's pretty cool. And then the chorus is good.
Listen, whatever Ari Lennox is giving me, I am receiving it. This this era that she's going in, seeing her shots with people she's working in the studio with Diddy and Jermaine Dupri, who, I still don't. If we're talking about like amazing songwriters, I'm going to Jermaine Dupri for a record still to this day.
She was in the studio with him. Jermaine Dupri,
right,
DJ
and Diddy,
Camper, Missy Elliott,
and Camper. So I'm ready for the new album.
Coming.
The features have been great.
Yes,
I want more of it. I'm hoping that Cole and Dreamville are really putting weight behind her because I think she has a story to tell. And I think she proved it with her first album. So, she can go for it.
Shout out to you, Ari.
I like All About You, which is a record with Sonder and Jorja Smith. And this record, it's a more spacious, futuristic R&B type of sound record. There's heavy acoustics. And Sonder is, people who don't know, Bren Fires. A lot of people know him just as that.
And it's two producers.
Right. The producers are Atu and Deepak. And so they're a group, and that's how they describe their music. They have an EP that came out in 2017, which was Into, and it has Too Fast.
Yeah.
People say I drive too fast, smoke too fast.
If you guys love 90s R&B music, then definitely listen to it.
Awesome record. And it's nice to see both of them together. I think Jorja Smith is one of those artists too. She was Grammy nominated, but still people are still getting to know her. And so I would recommend Colors for those of us who live on YouTube. They do a lot of featured segments where it's just this one aesthetic with a solid color. Her and Any have a song called Pink Black Girls.
Yes.
So really dope record.
She just released Addicted too.
There's a video out for it.
Okay,
I just didn't get a chance to check it out yet.
Yeah, check that out.
So, and I'm really feeling Freddie Gibbs. I think in the world of hip hop, right now, I feel like he's one of those rappers who are fresh. He's familiar, but he's fresh. And I think that's because what we hear so much of is trap influence. And so to be able to hear him and like a Benny the Butcher, it's refreshing in a sense because you miss that. You want to be able to digest what the hell you're hearing. But Gang Gang with Schoolboy Q, by the way, I need a Schoolboy Q album or project or something as well.
Oh, yes.
If I can't get the Kendrick record, at least give me a Schoolboy Q record.
Kendrick,
somebody
Kendrick?
over there. Listen,
Where
let him take
Kendrick?
his time because, we got a lot going on. So, sir, take your time.
How long it's been?
It's been a minute. Well, Dan was what, 2017?
Yeah,
so it's been it's not too
bad.
It's not too bad. No
but
pressure.
2022 is time.
So, but Gang Gang is cool, and then he has another record, Big Boss Rabbit, which is
that's the new
pretty
one.
cool. Yeah,
I like
that's
that
the
one.
Freddie's good. I read that article when they talked about his Grammy wins because I think that category is still a little controversy, but he's like, well, at least I didn't lose to Macklemore, and I'm like, well,
Speaking of 2017,
I'm just saying,
that Macklemore.
I really don't think there's any. I don't know, and that's my point.
Yes,
where is he?
I don't know.
Where are you?
We don't know.
I don't know. And then Hot by Bree Runway.
Yes.
She's really giving me Missy Elliott vibes. I know Lizzo had a lot of comparisons to Missy Elliott, which I can see, but there are more like evident traces of Missy in Bree, and she's from the UK.
Yes.
So the record Hot it samples Touch It.
How did you like it?
It kind of reminds me of like a updated Nicole Ray, kind of Missy Elliott type of vibe. So, I'm here for it. I think we need to have a little bit more, diversity in the field. You know, everything doesn't need to be one sound.
I can agree with that. It's like when I first heard it, I was like, wait, that's Touch It. That's Touch It. So I know it's about that time where we're about to hear a lot of samples from our
Yeah, the
age
2Ks.
group. Right.
It's about to be 2K sample renaissance.
So I think she did good. I think she really did.
Yeah.
And there's no other remix like Touch It remix. I think that's like one of the best remixes out. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, Mary J. Blige killed it.
700 like we for myself.
Well, she had 730,000 first week on my sales. I was like, who is Brooklyn? But, you know, it's fine.
Let's go, Mary.
Let's talk about some albums. I don't know about y'all, but I know that people have been talking about where are the R&B guys, like they're MIA, but I feel like they're in your face. And you're just
Well, they got to look for them. They do have to look for them.
Why they got to look for them?
Because there's no platforms. Like, who's talking about Gallant right now? Who's talking about Bren Joy? When I talk about them, people are like, who? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just send it to you. Because they're so hard to find.
Well, most artists are indie right now. I think 54% of artists right now are indie artists. And they're indie artists because, hey, I want to own my shit.
That's true.
Like, ownership is really important now. And maybe the labels will see that. You know what I mean? Like, the labels are the ones taking a hit. Why do you think we keep having these repackaged deluxe albums? They need streams on top of streams on top of streams. If I'm an indie artist, I wrote it, I produced it, it's mine. Just give me a distribution deal. And they're learning the game now. And guess what? The labels need it. They need something to distribute. They need some form of profit. So, you know, maybe, you know, they'll pay attention and put some weight behind these artists. But, you know, Gallant is signed to, I want to say either Columbia or RCA, but under an indie imprint.
Right.
But this is his third album. So his first album was Oology. The second album was Sweet Insomnia. And then now this is his third album, Neptune.
Which has no skips.
No skips.
No skips at all.
Hotels, Neptune, and Van Jess.
Yes.
Zero skips. Zero complete skips. Neptune is the right amount of time. I think the record with Brandy, again, the vocal Bible coming in to save the fucking day. She did the same thing with Daniel Caesar.
Smooth.
Killed it.
So smooth.
Killed it. Third Eye Blind with Aaron Ray, another good record. Chemical Romance. Julie.
I like Comeback. Comeback he reminds me of Usher on Comeback.
And Maxwell. I've never thought about how the two would sound together, but they are definitely Gallant. And he's from DC. I got to see him with Sabrina Claudio, and it was a different type of experience. So I think I would have to see him again before I render what I experienced and how I felt. But his records are off the chain. So
Scars.
Best record since Jasmine Sullivan.
Did you like
to me.
Scars?
I did. I like the whole thing.
You left
no
me
skips.
With scars.
No skips. It's pretty deep.
I also enjoy Bren Joy. I love that album. It was a deluxe, by the way. 20s. It was a deluxe. Insecure.
A good deluxe, by the way.
Insecure with Pink Sweat, Fiji Fine, and Mrs. Jones.
Oh,
you remember Mrs. Jones?
Yes. But
age ain't nothing but a number.
I like Multiply and Little Rich, the Little Rich record, where I just want to be a little rich, not too broke where I'm just downright suffering, but just a little rich to be like, I don't got time for that today, but I can give you what you need. You know what I mean? But Bren Joy has like an amazing register, like pipes out of this world. I mean, another recommendation on YouTube.
Please.
His cover, it was a concert series that he did, but he did a cover of The Weeknd's Call Out My Name.
Yes.
So damn good. And he has on this album Freezing, Henny in the Hamptons, where he like taps into his whistle register.
Yes.
And I'm just like,
he cut up on Henny in the Hamptons. He was like, I'm gonna give y'all an extra little 2 minutes
harmonies,
on this.
breakdowns, chord, like multiple parts at the same time. You know, they don't know the layers to bridges anymore. So for him to kind of come back and do that, and it wasn't in a trap format, so it wasn't like
we can understand what he's saying
clearly. You know what I mean?
You can hear the vocals, you can hear the sounds. Bren Joy. We not gonna fail you.
There you have it. Anything else in music news?
I would say that's like on the only 2 albums that I have been listening to. I did enjoy the Doja Cat song with SZA.
That Kiss Me.
Yeah.
I like the video. I think I like the video a little bit more than I like the actual song. But I think SZA
floated.
Right. I think that was the better part of the song.
That's another one we're waiting on.
I felt like if it would have been SZA's own record, we would have been like, this is so different, but it works.
That she had with Justin Timberlake.
Oh, the song from Trolls.
Yes.
I don't remember the name.
Yes. That
But
one.
I didn't really.
It reminded me of that. Like when SZA goes pop, that's what I expected. So it reminded me of that.
It was pretty light.